we're not getting in this game from the spirit. We're not seeing Trey Robin get like any real attacks off. She's kind of just been like I said, like a wide playmaker, more so than someone who's being a threat on offense. McKenna's playing like a freaking second striker, though she's starting as you know, midfielder. Lacey Santos has kind of been like filling up the role where McKenna should be at. So we're not really seeing like Lacey Santos do much at all in attack because she has to freaking play defense because McKenna's not in that spot anymore. There's a cross and there's like no attempt on that cross from Ashley Hatch. Like she actually ducks the ball because I guess she thought it wasn't for her. It just leads to like all you just see is her duck away from the ball. If she probably took the shot there, she might have actually scored. We're seeing it's going back to the same thing again. I'm glad to mention it. Whereas Ashley Hatch is just not really a threat as a striker. At the same time, the Spirit aren't really doing anything. Like I don't want to say it's like it's just Hatch not doing much. It is also the fact that you know they're not getting a lot of attacking out of Lacey Santos or Robin, which is probably just like the game plan of them just being playmakers more than you know people are trying to like actually score. But they're controlling the game in terms of like you know possession. Like they've had majority of possession, just not scoring. They've had multiple free kicks, nothing off of them. Multiple corners, nothing off of them. This is the first part of the game where we're really seeing like a lot of control from the Pride. You wouldn't think that though. Like if you're watching the game, you're like, or if you someone who sees like the box score, you'd be like, you're surely the Pride are like dominating the game with a 1-0 lead in the 64th minute. Like this has been all Spirit when it comes to this game. Spirit's been controlling the game for like majority of the freaking game, other than right now where it's been all Pride. What happened when it comes to the goal was just a transitional situation where a foul that wasn't called happened, and that led to a goal. If I was Jonathan, I would want them to like just speed it up, start getting Trinity involved in offense more. Because we're not seeing much from her offense nor Lacey Santos. Those two of your best attackers, start getting something out of them. Having them be playmakers isn't working right now. Time to make them scores because you're not getting anything out from Hatch. If I'm Jonathan, I'm taking this time to freaking like just grill it in. Like we need to get some like offense right now. Y'all aren't getting. Think about it. Like they're getting offense, just not getting the finishes. Like they just can't finish at all. My guess would be they probably want Robin to get more involved in offense. So Kawasi's going to be playing more as the white playmaker. Because again, in the first half, Kawasi's getting like a lot of offense off from the left side. So I think Jonathan basically have to swap. Now Kawasi's going to be playing more kind of like as a wide playmaker who's waiting for it to get on the defense and waiting to create some plays. And then Robin's going to freaking start getting into the attack now. This game's kind of sus, to be honest with you. I should have been a foul call. The game's kind of sus. You got the no call that led to a bandit goal. Need a no call there with Gabby getting fouled on the end of the box. I'm not saying this game's rigged, but these refs kind of like work in favor of the Pride. It's mostly just like the no calls that never seeing. Come on, Gabby, get better than that. Gabby demands the ball and gets the ball and then takes a bad shot. I like to call that hero ball. She's trying to be the hero to tie the game because the game is, you know, 1-0. We're in the 78th minute. Honestly, when it comes to like what attacker has been a player of the game for the Spirit, it has been Kawasi. You know, but it's like kind of hard to like say attackers are really having a good game when no one's fucking scoring. But from the attack, Kawasi's been the one who's been like consistently decent. Again, Hatch has had a bad game. Robin has kind of like not really been existing. But again, that's more so from whatever the game plan they have, where she's not really being used to attack. Then comes like Lacey Santos, she's not really being used to attack either. She's being forced to play as a midfielder right now. Jonathan's getting a little irritated because he just called a foul on the Spirit. So that's why it feels kind of like the refs are favoring the Pride. Like they're calling like bad calls for the Pride favor, but they're not calling like obvious fouls against the Pride. And I get it. It's just that I think the league wants this Cinderella story. They want Marta to like get her first championship. Marta's a Brazilian legend, a soccer legend, but she's never won anything when it comes to like a title. So I feel like the NWSL might want her to freaking win just like to have it. Plus, you have the Spirit who freaking they won the freaking the league, they undefeated at home. It's their first time being in championship games. Like it's just from a story. If you want to write a story, it just sounds better with the Spirit, with the Pride winning. So I think they kind of want to do that. They're not fixing it. They're not rigging it, but I do think they kind of want the Pride to win. And I think the rest are like probably like told to like, you know, go easy on the Pride. There's been some calls that favor the freaking Pride. They're just like nothing fucking happened. But then like you'll see the Spirit get freaking bullied and fouled hard, and not even the thought of a foul being called. They call an elbow to the face. You call that, but you won't call the freaking foul for Angelina on the freaking Lacey Santos. These refs are fucking paid off. Holy, like they'll call that. That's how to go. Like that foul they just called on Kawasi, then a freaking goal happen. Because if they don't call that foul, Kawasi just did a laid off pass to Lena Solano, who has a clear shot at freaking at goal. She scores right there. They don't call that freaking foul. But they didn't call a foul in the first half on Orlando, which led to Banda scoring. Then they do call a foul on what will let the Spirit to scoring. Sorry, not sorry, but this is seeming like a game where they want the Pride to win. That was soft. I wouldn't call it. That's not a foul. That was soft. They were kind of hand fighting between Gabby and Barbara, and then Barbara freaking went down. Pass it out. Just pass it out. Oh, no call? Oh my god. Wild. That's wild. That's wild. This game's fucking rigged. Fucking Christ. Kawasi looks so pissed off, and she should be. That was a foul. And they didn't call it. You literally see Yates like force her body weight into the legs of Kawasi to push her off the freaking ball. Full intent from Yates. She even threw her hands up like she thought it'd be a foul call because she knew what she was doing. So she wanted that to try like she was innocent, and she thought there'd be a foul call. They didn't call anything. Fuck out of here. How much time they're gonna allow to be played? We're in the seventh minute out of the 6 that was added. I don't know how much more time they're gonna allow. Might allow like one more freaking push, but I don't know. If I was a Spirit fan, I'd be pissed the fuck off. Because the Spirit got freaking hosed. Oh, they got hold by the freaking referee. I'm an Angel City fan, so I don't have a stake in the freaking race, but that was not a good game. If you're a Spirit fan, your team got screwed. If you're a fan of the Spirit, your team got it entirely screwed. They got screwed over. They got screwed. I don't know if I'm not saying this is rigged, because I don't think it's actually rigged, but I do think the referees freaking showed a lot of favoritism towards the freaking Pride. There were some very obvious freaking penalties, that fouls that should have been called that weren't called, and it's bullshit. Like, it's utter bullshit. The Spirit got hosed. That was straight bullshit. The goal that Bandit gets happens because of a no call foul, where freaking Angelina literally does a push off in the face. Like, she pushes Lacey Santos in the face, like just full on 2 hands to the face, pushes her off the ball, which is a foul. They don't call it. And then freaking Summer Yates literally throws her body into the legs of freaking Kawasi inside the box. No call. And throughout the entire game, they kept showing Marta's mom, because they wanted Marta to win this game. The Spirit got screwed. The Spirit got freaking screwed. This is not a good game for the NWSL. For a league that's growing, this is not a good game for a league that's growing. If you want people to watch NWSL and they see this championship, they see the championship game, they see this, they would not want to watch more NWSL games. They just watch the team get freaking screwed over. They watch it, like, just being honest with you, the entirety of this game was dominated by the Spirit. Just purely, like, the entire game was just dominated by the Spirit. And turn this music off. So you get a game where the Spirit's dominating. Just it's not even freaking close. Like it's not even freaking close on like who controlled the freaking game. They like look at it. Possession, almost 6% possession for the Spirit. 26 shot attempts. And then what do you see here? 4 yellow cards, 2 yellow cards. They had 8 corners. This game was freaking. Like I said, I'm not trying to say I don't think it's. I don't think the players in like are in any kind of rigged thing like that. But I do think the league wanted the Pride to win because it's a better story. It makes for a way better story because you have a team who freaking virtually won. They won the league, and you know you have a team who pretty much freaking dominated in terms of like results. Throughout the entire freaking year. Like they really didn't really do much losing this year until like towards like the end of the freaking season. Where they freaking lost to freaking what you call it. But for the most part they've had like a very, very strong year where they mostly just had draws and wins. And then you have Marta who's, you know, closing the book on her career. She's one of the biggest legends in the history of women's sports. And she gets to her first championship game. It's a better story. It's a better story to have the Pride win, and I think the league leaned into that because the Spirit got freaking fucked over. The Spirit should not have lost that game. They got fucked. They dominated that game, just straight up dominated this freaking game, and got screwed over. And the thing about it is just it's the no calls. The no calls is like what stands out because again. Angelina put 2 hands into the face of Lacey Santos, push her off the ball, and there wasn't a single thing, no call about it at all. I don't know if they have VAR in a championship game, but they should. They need VAR because you don't just ignore that. You freaking review that. You review anything that leads to a goal, and that push off led to Bandit scoring the only goal of the game. The only goal of the game is scored from a push off that should have been a foul. There should have been a penalty called for this in favor of the Spirit, where Summer Yates throws her body into the legs, the knees of Kawase, which is dangerous. That can cause an injury. No call. In most other leagues, they do a VAR check just to make sure there wasn't a penalty right there. They do VAR checks in regular season, but I'm guessing they're not doing VAR checks in the championship game, which makes no fucking sense. How do you do VAR checks in the regular season but not in the playoff game, the championship? It's the championship. How are you not doing a fucking VAR view in a championship game and it's a 1-goal game too? It's like if it's like 3-0 in the 90th fucking minute, it's like whoop-de fucking do. But like it's a 1-0 game in a game where that goal shouldn't freaking have to begin with, and you don't even give the freaking penalty. That was obvious. The Spirit got fucked. Like the Spirit got screwed over. This is a game where I'm not even saying that they should have won the game, but this 1 goal shouldn't even exist because there's a foul that led to that goal happening, but they didn't call the foul. Spirit should have had a penalty shot, didn't even get a foul call because who knows, whatever. It's so fucking dumb. Again, I'm an Angel City fan. I have no horse in this race when it comes to who won this game. But as just someone watching the game, that was a horrible. I've watched every NWSL game since this league freaking started. That was the worst game I've ever watched. That was by far the worst NWSL game I've ever freaking seen. Because it was just horribly officiated. This league started in 2012. So it's 12 years me watching this league. That is the worst game I've watched. And the only reason why it's the worst is because of the fact that there's 2 freaking situations that happens where a foul should have been called that doesn't get called, and it leads to another team winning. And it just makes it seem like it was a rigged freaking game. Like, you know how in Fallout New Vegas at the beginning with Benny, and you know the caretaker's in the freaking the grave, and Benny's like flipping his little coin. He's like, the truth is, the game's been rigged from the start. That was this game. The truth is, it was rigged from the freaking start. The Spirit never had a shot because the league wanted the Pride to win. The league wanted the Pride to win. Like, honestly, their entire season, in my opinion, is now tainted. Like, I'm sorry, not sorry. Their entire season is now tainted. You know how they say, like, the Patriots Super Bowl against the Raiders is tainted because of the tuck rule? You had Deflate Gate. This Orlando Pride Championship is like the Patriot Championships when there's like some sus shit that happened. This is a sus situation. Because again, I don't think the players are in on it. I think the players, they're just playing the game. But I do feel like the referees wanted the Pride to win. I'm not saying there was money on the line, but I do think the NWSL and the referees, they probably like got the call from the NWSL to just let certain fouls go in favor of the Pride, because it's not the rest of the game. It's just those 2 fouls, and those 2 fouls matter a lot. Again, one no call led to a abandoned goal, and another no call would have led to a penalty kick for the Spirit. Bullshit. Bullshit. The better team loss. It sucks because, like, you know, you want to feel happy for Marta, because you know she's a legend and an icon, and you know she finally gets something that's been eluding her. But like, yeah, it's one of the things. Is like, she's one of the greatest Brazilian players of all time, but it's kind of tainted because it just seemed like that was a fixed game. It just kind of seems like they like that was gross. Now, I just saw someone's comment on Twitter. Here, I'll show y'all instead of just talking about it. Show, don't tell. So this is bad for the league. I said it before. This is the worst officiated game in the league has had, and the comments are showing it. Well, the moment they became champions was when your refs decided they'd be the champions. Embarrassing for the game. Terrible look by the league. A final shouldn't be decided this way. League, teams, players, and fans deserve better. Not taking away from Marvel's Pride season, but today, the winning goal should never happened. How much was the refs paid by the Pride camp? Refs hold DC on the push-off and goal, but DC did get 458 shots at the goal and couldn't score. Referees are an absolute joke. Spirit holds holy hell, rigged. This is what you want your league to be. Do you want your league having those kind of freaking comments where Marta has a legendary end, and then did she believe in the refs too? Then you have people who are like, you know, they didn't watch the game, so they don't even freaking know. You know, other than this, like, he said she got her narrative. Can we move on now? That's the thing. Like, it fits the story. The word is fixed, everyone. So like, this is a horrible end for the season. This is just utter trash and utter garbage. Horrible. The people's chant, it might as well be. That was a bad game all around. Robbed of a title in a game that was dominated. Imagine if we had host Croy. Imagine if we had Croy, Andy, and Ole. Either way, so successful season. Like, yeah, it's a good season for the Spirit, but like, they got hold. You know, seeing Casey Kruger crying, seeing Trent holding back tears, seeing Hal Harshfield crying, and it's like they worked their ass off to get fucked over by the referees. You know, refs were awful. Some bad calls, crazy to let that goal stand. The fix was in. Be back next season. I hate when the refs get any attention, but the missed penalty right before the goal, a couple of other missed penalties at opportune times. Spirit had their chances, but in a close 1-0 loss, there was enough there that impacted the game. It's fucking garbage. Like, I'm honestly pissed. Again, I'm not even a Spirit fan. I'm an Angel City fan. My team fucking sucks. But I'm pissed because I watched that game. And it was just such a bad freaking officiated game. You know, you don't want to see anyone get, like, I don't care who it is. I can watch an Ohio State. I'm a Michigan Wolverine fan. I can watch an Ohio State play against freaking, I don't know, I'm trying to think like another shit team who I could care less about. Let's go Bama. I hate Bama too. So I can watch Ohio State versus Bama, and let's say the referees screw Ohio State. I would defend Ohio State, because bullshit is bullshit. It doesn't matter who the teams are. You see someone get like screwed over, it's angering. It's angering seeing people get screwed over. The Spirit got screwed over, and I'm like literally pissed the fuck off at that. And I'm very, very mad at that game. Now that was so bad. That was fucking awful. Pathetic. Fucking pathetic. And like the worst thing about it is like when you see Casey on the sidelines crying, when you see freaking Al crying, you see Trinity holding back tears. It's not just the fact that they lost, it's those players know, like they fucking know that that game shouldn't have went the way that it went. The only goal of the entire fucking game should not have even freaking happened. And that's like where I'm stuck on. There's that goal should not have fucking even counted. There's like everyone knows a freaking every single person who watches football. That was a fucking foul. You can't push someone in the freaking face to get them off the freaking ball. Angelina with both her hands in Lacey Santos's face went like that in her face to push her off the freaking ball. No call. That leads to a pass that leads to the goal. That doesn't happen if you call the fucking foul. It was a foul. And then you have freaking Summer Yates throwing her entire body weight into the knees of Kawasi, which is dangerous as hell. You can freaking, that can cause an injury. No call. I've never been this angry at an NWSL game. Honestly, I've never been angry at an NWSL game, period. This is the first time in 12 years of watching the freaking sport where I've freaking been angry at an NWSL game. Again, I watched my team get freaking wrecked. So again, I'm an Angel City fan, also a fan of the Wave. Both those teams were almost dead last season. I've watched them lose a lot. Losing, it's not the fact that anyone lost that has me pissed off. It's how it all happened. It's how it all fucking happened. You just feel like you kind of like just feel bad for like those players, because like it's something that y'all did wrong.
We have eyes on them.
Y'all played the perfect fucking game in terms of like controlling the game and things like that, but y'all got screwed. The league wanted the story. The league chose a storytelling over freaking the rest of y'all. Gosh, man, like. So the NWSL just posted about Seb Hines being the first black coach to win the NWSL Championship. As great as that fucking sounds, it's still fucking tainted, because it goes back to what I said before about the fact that it feels like it was all part of a fucking narrative. Like they wanted this big historical night for the league. So you get the historical night for Marta, you get the historical night for Pride winning their first championship, and then you get the historical night for Seb Hines being the first black head coach to win. It sucks because I do want to say the words congrats to the Pride, because, you know, when I first watched NWSL, the Pride were a team that I kind of liked. Like, I won't say I was a fan, but like they were one of the teams that I kind of like always wanted to have success, because I love the city of Orlando. So I always kind of like lean towards cheering for like Orlando sport teams freaking playing.